So it's coming to an era over in Atlanta. Matt Ryan has been a very good quarterback for them for quite some time. Starting to get a starting to get to a point where the Falcons are gonna have to start looking towards the future. Gonna have to start looking towards life after Matt Ryan. Even though Matt Ryan is a very, very, very solid option at the quarterback position, you could do better. So do they go for someone at 8? Do they trade for someone? Do they maybe draft someone later in the draft to have sit behind Matt Ryan? We've seen a lot of teams draft a quarterback early and then, maybe build a team around a vet and then and have the rookie quarterback, young quarterback learn from the vet and then bring the young guy in after learning and putting him into a good situation. So, with Mahomes is one of the situations, is one of the best examples. Not saying anyone's going to be a Mahomes going to have this draft. Probably not. Um, I'm just saying, it's kind of best to put your young quarterback in a great situation, in a good situation at least. You don't want to throw him into the fire. It's not something you want to do. I'm not a big fan of that. It's just not something you want to do. You don't want to destroy their confidence. You don't want to, do all that crazy jazz. So yeah. So let's get to the draft. I think getting a guy in the draft maybe early, maybe later to sit behind Matt Ryan. I think they're both possibilities, realistic possibilities. If you go through the free agency, there's not really any guys on free agency. You're kind of just be, Matt Ryan is much better option than any of the guys on free agency. Um, I'm not saying any of the free agent quarterbacks are absolutely terrible. There are some decent ones, and Tyrod Taylor, maybe Ryan Fitz is on and off. He's inconsistent, but there are definitely some guys that can maybe be rejuvenated, like Mitchell Trubisky. I don't think anyone really wants to go the route of him. Even though Mitch Trubisky having a reset year would be a solid idea, just let him sit behind Ryan, learn it, build, build the offense up a little bit, and give him another shot. If he's just gonna be a free agent signing, he's maybe worth that. But then maybe you also draft the guy later. Maybe like a Bailey Zappe, um, maybe like a Caleb Elby, Jack Kahn. And, don't even know if he's gonna actually be drafted. But there are some guys that they can look at in the draft if they do end up signing a guy like Mitch Trubisky. Um, it is what it is, right? So let's look at some of the quarterback options in the first round. So the Falcons have the number 8th overall pick. For the Falcons, I wouldn't touch any quarterback here at 8. I would go after an edge rusher like George Karlaftis, maybe a guy like David Ajabu. But they have guys like Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Malik Willis, Desmond Ritter. Or no. Let's backtrack. I went too far. So they have guys like Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Howell, Malik. I think those are all guys that can go at 8. Malik Willis is a bit raw. You're going to have to say him. He's not going to be ready day one. He's not going to be ready to play in the first season. Arguably, Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett are the most NFL ready, but you're not really looking for that. Even though, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to have Sam Howell sit behind Matt Ryan or Kenny Pickett at that. I don't think it'd be, Matt Corral is very raw as well. I don't know how I feel about him going there, but, I'm not a fan of Matt Corral. He's very inconsistent. He did just have an injury in the ball, but that's not serious, so that's not something you really got to worry about there. But but if I were the Falcons, I'd go later in the draft. Maybe with the later picks, not like the 43rd pick. I think unless a guy like Carson Strong is there, I think that's the guy that you can maybe have sit behind Matt Ryan for a year and build the offensive line, receivers, because don't forget, Calvin Ridley may be leaving as well. And if he's traded, he's going to be traded before the deadline is for contracts and stuff. I have to look into that more. Still learning, but yeah, I think he's going to be traded. Well, he wants to be traded anyways, but will the Falcons do it? That's another story for another video. So the Falcons have the 43rd pick. Their next pick is the 63rd pick. 74, 80, no, not 87. 74, we said that one. Then 110, so maybe a guy like Bailey Zappe with, maybe with like the 74th pick, that might be a little early, but for a quarterback that you're going to have to sit behind your guy, Matt Ryan, maybe worth a third round pick, Your future is priceless, right? A franchise guy is priceless. So spending a third round pick on a guy that can potentially be the franchise guy, give him and Mitch some competition for the backup job. I think that'd be an awesome idea. Um, Mitch would pretty much win that. Obvious, pretty obvious. But it's still good to bring competition no matter what. So those are some of the options there in the draft. I don't really see any guys in free agency realistically coming over and making an impact. I don't see them trading for Deshaun Watson. Um, maybe they use Calvin Ridley in a trade to get Deshaun Watson. Maybe the Falcons emerge as his team to as a trade partner for the Houston Texans. For Deshaun Watson. Maybe they want to trade Calvin Ridley. Maybe they want to trade a defensive star. I wouldn't trade Grady Jarrett. Maybe Deion Jones. Um, I wouldn't really trade Deion Jones, but if the Texans are asking for like Calvin Ridley, a first, Deion Jones, it is a lot. Maybe they're even gonna add that more, but the Falcons can be a team that really emerges for more than the more I think about it, it's possible. But they still have Matt Ryan on a big contract. Do we really want to do that? I don't think so. Not yet. The Texans, and the Texans might deal him before they're ready. So it's not really that realistic to get rid of a guy like Deion Jones, to get rid of a guy get rid of Calvin Ridley is realistic because he wants him to he wants a fresh start. Um, there's a lot to look forward to if you're a Falcons fan this offseason. There's a lot of big questions. Edge rush, you definitely need it. And A.J. Terrell is one of the most underrated corners in the entire league. He's one of the most underrated players in the entire league throughout last season. Yeah, I thought he was an amazing corner. Amazing, amazing, amazing corner. Oh, yawning. Excuse me. So, yeah, those are realistic options in the draft. Like I said, I don't see them picking anyone up in the free agency that's worth their time. I don't see them trading for a guy like Deshaun Watson. I don't see them trading for a guy like Russ or anything like that. I just don't see it. I don't see Aaron Rodgers going there. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be part of rebuild, as he said. So you guys let me know what you think about this. Who do you think, or what do you think the Falcons should do this offseason according to quarterback? Should they start to get ready for Matt and to move on from Matt Ryan? Is that something they should do? You guys let me know what you think. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. You have a great day, great night. Well, I hope you enjoyed this season. This was an awesome NFL season. The playoffs are absolutely awesome right now. So I'll catch y'all later. Make sure you like, subscribe, and put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. This is JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.